Yes. What do you remember about comparisons and superlatives?
Is of course when you need to compare, but there are two cases when you compare between two or more things, or when you need to compare something when something is the most and the less. Yes, yes.
When something is the more or the less. Okay. A little bit the same. Well, okay. In English, remember we have, first of all, comparisons. Okay. Comparisons are divided into kinds. This is just a review because you studied this in A1, in A2, okay, in B1. You're going to study it in B2. So comparisons, we have, first of all, we have short adjectives and long adjectives. Okay, let me put it here. Short short and long adjectives. Do you remember what that means? I don't think so. Short, up to 2 syllables. Okay? Meaning that it has only one vowel in between. For example, fat. One vowel, one syllabus. Okay? Do we have the case of early? People say, no, miss, early is long. Why? Early. No, in English we do separate using the sound of vowels in between. In this case, we have one vowel at the beginning, and one vowel at the end, e, but no vowels in between. So early is one syllabus. That's why we say earlier, earliest. Okay, let's think fast, only one vowel, short. Hot, only one vowel, short. And we have the long adjectives. More than 2 syllables. Comfortable, comfortable, 3 syllables. Intelligent, teli, 3 vowels. 3 vowels, 3 syllables. Amazing, amazing. Okay, 2 vowels, 3 syllables. Okay, so first of all, when we use the comparisons and the superlatives, we need to understand or to learn about which kind of adjective it is. In this case, we're talking about short adjectives first. When we have short adjectives, we write the short adjective plus ER. Morning, Bianca. And the long adjectives, and we use more, oh wait, more, plus the long adjective, okay? And after both, we use the word then, okay? All the times. Then is something that we must use. Then we have the long adjectives, okay? Then we have, the superlatives. Let me change the color. Okay, let's use black. For the superlatives, we have short adjectives plus est. Okay. And must plus the long adjectives. And before both, we have the word the. The longest, the shortest, the fastest, the fattest, the slowest. Okay, the before the short or long adjectives. And finally, we have what it is called the equality. Okay. In the affirmative, it is equality. Okay, meaning that one person or one object or a group of people or a group of objects are at the same level. And we use as plus the adjective plus as. Okay? For example, Peter is as tall as his father. His father and Peter has the same height. Math has always considered as difficult as calculus or as science. So math and science are equally difficult. Boys are as active as girls. So both boys and girls are active. And secondly, equality in the negative changes. It's not equality, but inequality. Inequality. Okay, it's the same structure, but it is preceded by a negative. So, right here, number 2. In the negative, not as, adjective, as, not as. It means a comparison in the negative form. Now here is not equality that both are at the same level, but one is in a lower level. Sorry, let me put the parentheses. And is equivalent to less. What does it mean? Tony isn't as tall as his father. When we have Tony is as tall as his father, both are the same height. But in this case, Tony isn't as tall as his father, meaning that his father is here and he is here. Isn't as tall. Okay. You say, miss, but you say not as. Remember that isn't means is not. Okay. I say, miss, and why did you buy, what did you write less? Today is tea, not coffee. Because I can say Tony is less tall than his father. less tall, contrary of more tall or taller. Okay? So you say, Miss, and what is that less? Less is another kind of comparisons. Okay? Less means in a lower degree. Okay? In a lower degree. For example, I work less on Saturdays than on weekdays. What does it mean? That I work more on weekdays than on Saturdays. So when I use the less, it means a comparison in a lower degree. Okay, and least is, wait, it is a lower degree. I forgot the it. It is a lower degree. Least means it is in the, it is a, this is the lowest degree. For example, I work the least on Saturdays. Okay? On Saturdays, on weekdays, I work until 10 p.m. But on Saturdays, I work until 2. I forgot the U, Saturdays. Okay? So, but on Saturdays, I work the least. I work only for 10, 11, 12, 13, 1, 2, 5 hours only, not 10 or 8. Okay. So this is something new. Okay. Let me put it in a little box. Okay. Okay. This is something new. It is not in the course book, okay? But it is important for you to know, because if somebody can tell you, hey, listen, this, you eat less on breakfast than on lunch. And you say, okay, you eat less. What is that? Oh my God. Okay. We also have this math book. Is less difficult than an algebra book. Okay. So once we understand the meaning of least, of less and least, notice this math book is less difficult than an algebra book, meaning that the algebra is more difficult. Okay. Or the least difficult. Okay. So as more means higher degree, less and least means lower degree. Okay. First, we have the definition of less and least. Okay. And then how do we use less and least for comparisons and superlatives? Okay. In this case, this is the comparison. And the second one is the superlative. Okay? Questions about this?
No.
No, no problem. Okay, so now that you remember it, how it works here, if you want to check it, the explanation is in this part. And of course, we have only the more and the superlative with EST. We don't have more difficult, less difficult, less intelligent, etc. Okay, and we have the irregular. Okay, well, better, badly, worst, good, better, bad, worse, far, further, or farthest, etc. Okay. So if we have here comparative or superlative, I can't read it, please. Right? Clearly.
Clear, more clearly.
Why more clearly? Say, wait, teacher. Clear, clearer, because it's short. But in this case, this thing is an adverb. Okay? An adverb, because it finishes in ly. And adverbs are considered long adjectives. So we don't say clearlier, but more clearly.
That's
Yes, for
that's
adjectives, for adverbs are equal to long adjectives. Okay, that is why we have, for example, slower. Okay, but if you talk about slowly, you say more slowly. You don't say slowlier. Okay, we say more quickly, no quicklier. Okay, we say quicker, but not quicklier. Okay, some people they make commonly that mistake. Say, please write clearlier. Say, no, 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 more clearly. But why? Because clear is short, yes, but it is clear, not clearly. Okay, notice that here we have adverbs. Superlative form of adverbs, comparative or superlative, not adjectives. Okay?
Okay.
So, our team player. For well.
The honor group is 14 player. Is the best.
Because you have good adjective, well adverb. And here they say irregular adverbs, well and badly. Well, better, the best. Badly, worse, the worst.
Yes.
Okay. Something that you should remember. Cars can travel much.
Faster.
You can use faster. No problem. But here say that it is an adverb, not an adjective. So we use faster. It's an exception. My brother works
Harder than I do.
harder than I do. But if I write hardly,
More
here
hardly.
on the top, more hardly. Morning, Jose Miguel again. Now you are not driving. We're working with practice with adverbs instead of adjectives. Okay. Fast has no adjective. It is an adverb and an adjective at the same time. So not a lot of people use fastly. In the case it is fastly, we say much more fastly. But people don't usually, it is uncommon to use fastly. We use just fast, faster, fastest. Okay. From serious, the adverb is
seriously.
Yes, seriously. So here, if you revise
more seriously,
you would do, and this is the irregular for well.
Better.
No, it's superlative.
So you will best.
If you revise more seriously, you would do the best. Or even we can use better too. But I would use the best. It makes more sense. I ran quickly of all my friends. Superlative.
More quickly.
Of all my friends.
Oh, of all my friends, yes. So
it is a superlative.
Most.
The most quickly of all my friends. Okay? Remember, adverbs behave like long adjectives. Okay, so we use more and the most. We don't use quicklier or quickliest. And if you see it somewhere else, it is a mistake. Nevertheless, sin embargo, some people use the wrong way to call the attention of the viewers, the people who see. For example, I remember there was a TV program called okay, a TV program whose name was The Badder and the Baddest, and then they add, for example, The Badder and the Baddest Hotel in New York, or The Badder and the Baddest Horror Movie, or The Badder and the Baddest Pet for you to have at home. So they have, for example, you can have a dog, you can have a cat, but having a snake is badder. And they keep on using those words during the program. And the baddest you can have is a raccoon, mapache, because they are messy, they smell horrible, etc. But the thing was that people were attracted to see the program because when they see the name and say, oh my God, that's a terrible grammatical mistake. What is that about? So when you people felt attracted to see the program. And then they have the other program, The Gooder and the Goodest. That was the contrary of this program. Of course, when I saw the ad on TV, on cable TV, it was in E! Entertainment Television. I said, oh my God, The Badder and the Baddest. What is this about? So I turned in the program. I said, okay, they are talking about the worst and the worst, pets, hotels, fashion designer, etc. And then when I saw the gooder and the goodest, I said, okay, this is the same, but the opposite. So a gooder place where you can stay in New York is this, this, and this. And the goodest hotels in New York are this, this, and this because of la, 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 la. Okay, so
it works just like an attention getter, right?
Yes. Instead of using grammar, they use the worst grammar, the baddest grammar to attract people. Okay? And sometimes people thought that it was correct. Okay, no, if it is on TV, it's because it is correct.
Right.
As I said, things happen. Okay, things happen, and they are not nice. Okay. Questions about comparisons and superlatives up to now? No problem? Okay. Marlon, which one is the mistaken number one? Jan dances most beautifully than Lucy.
More.
More. Okay. So the mistake here is most because we have than. So it would be more beautifully.
And we need to use beautifully. We cannot use beautiful.
Yes. In this case, remember that the difference between an adjective and an adverb is that an adjective gives characteristics and an adverb indicate how things are done, how the actions are done. Okay? So beautiful is bonito and beautifully is hermosamente, no, because in Spanish we don't say bonitamente. It's not the same. Jan dances more beautiful because you say, baila más bonito. No, baila en una forma más bonita, una forma más hermosa. So as we're talking about the way things are done, we use the adverb.
Okay.
Okay, let me write it down here. Okay, give me a second. So adjectives describe. Describe objects, describe people, describe the characteristics of something. But adverbs describe actions. In this case, it's describing the way Jan dances.
Dances, right.
You can say, for example, Lucy's singing. I'm talking about a noun, ing as a noun. Lucy's singing is better than Anna's. Okay? Okay. Because I'm describing the way the performance. Okay? Because in this case, the ing means canto and not cantando. But if I'm going to describe the way they do it, I would say Maria sings more beautifully or more lovely than Sarah's.
Okay.
Because I'm describing the way they sing. In the second one, now Jose Miguel, is your turn. What is the mistake in the second one? We all write well, but John writes the better of all.
Okay. We all write well, but John writes it should be the best of all.
No, because here we're using well, the adverb. So it's not the better of all, okay, but the best of all. We're talking about superlatives.
Right.
Okay, and you say, wait, miss, but well is an adverb. It's not the most well. No, because as I remember, Marlon, up here, we have two irregular adverbs, well and badly. For well, better, the best, and for badly, worse, the worst. Okay? It is an exception. So as usual, they have the trick. Bianca, can you speak? Or you still have problems with your internet? Okay. Bianca, what's the problem with number 3?
I think it is the more passionately.
So what shall we use?
Peter waited the most passionately.
Patiently.
Patiently.
The most. That was the way he waited. Marlon, you need to work more hardly, especially at exam time.
More hardly.
And what is the correct form?
The most.
The most hardly.
Sí.
Jose Miguel, you must go to bed more earlier than you did last night.
You must go to bed. You must go to bed the most early that you did last night.
Okay. So notice. Can we use than in a superlative? The most earlier. Why? Notice.
You must
You
go to
have
bed the most
more.
early.
If you have more,
Okay.
you have ER.
Okay. Okay.
So I cannot say more earlier than, but much earlier than. And as we are working with adverbs and not adjectives, we have to use the most early or more early than, but no more earlier.
And
Okay.
so the right sentence will be you must go to bed the most early you did last night, or that
Yes.
you don't use that.
You did last night. Okay.
Okay.
If you
must
want to
early.
make it a comparison, more early than. Why more early and not earlier? Because we're talking about adverbs, not adjectives. And early as well as lovely. And early, lovely, and friendly. They are adjectives and adverbs at the same time. Okay?
Okay.
Those three words, lovely, friendly, and early, are adjectives and adverbs at the same time. So you can say Maria sings lovelier than Anna. Okay, sorry. Maria looks lovelier than Anna. I'm describing her appearance. But Maria sings more lovely than Anna. In the second case, we're talking about an adverb. Let me put it here so it can be seen more clearly. In the case of change the color. Okay. In the case of lovely, friendly, and early, these three words are adjectives and adverbs at the same time. Okay? Depending on how you use them. And you say, okay, how comes? Let's do an example with friendly. Lisa is friendlier than Peter. We are describing, okay, her characteristics. But in the second one, we are talking about the way she speaks to other people. So the first one is an adjective and the second one is an adverb. Okay?
So you don't use more friendly as an adjective.
No, as an adverb. Why? Because they are, as they say, those exceptions in the language in which the same word can behave like an adjective because it describes the person, and as an adverb, it describes the action, in this case, talking. So if you say, yes, babies, babies look lovelier than toddlers. I'm describing the characteristic of a baby. Okay? And here we're talking about the way they behave. Babies look lovelier than toddlers. Remember, toddlers are kids 3 to 6. At 6, they become children. Okay, so baby look, I'm describing more look lovelier than toddlers. But if I talk about the way they speak or the way they behave or the way they speak, I'm describing an action they do. I use the adverb. Toddlers behave more lovely than teens. Okay. That you can say, listen, toddlers behave lovelier than teens, or babies look more lovely, is because sometimes people, when speak, they do not use the distinction. But in the case for you who are intended to take a test, you must know the difference. Okay? If you are in a speaking test, you can say, you know, I have 2 children, a boy and a girl. And I think the girl behaves, the girl looks more lovely than her brother. And they will accept it because communicatively is okay. But at the moment you have to write, that is formal skill, or in use of English, that is also formal grammar, you must know the difference between using lovely, friendly, and early as an adjective or as an adverb. Okay? Questions? Marlon, Bianca, San Miguel, are you okay with the difference between using adjectives and using adverbs for the words lovely, friendly, and early?
Yes.
It's clear.
Bianca, are you okay?
Yes, miss.
Okay, let's go back here. No. Okay. My sister runs more faster than me. What happened with faster? Can I say more fastly? Remember what I said about fast. Do people use fastly?
Or you need to remove more.
Okay. You eliminate more. Okay. And my sister runs faster than me. Or even it is not common, you can say.
Fastly.
Mhm.
That sounds strange, but it's
Yes.
possible.
It is
According to the
possible
grammar.
because fast, fastly, rápido, rápidamente. But people, remember, this is grammar, strict grammar. But people don't use when they are speaking fastly. They prefer to say quickly. Do it quickly, not do it fastly. It sounds forced, you know? It sounds like. So let's go back to.
But if we want to use quick instead of fast,
Yes.
how should we use that in that sentence?
Well, she runs more quickly or she works more quickly instead of she works more fastly. Fastly is a word that people don't use. Some dictionaries say that you have to use fast only as fast. You cannot use faster or fastly. Okay? It is not the right word. But strict grammar says that you have to use fastly. Even people don't use it. And what's the difference between fastly and quickly? That fastly is supposed to be the result of a process. Okay? You start working, and as time passes, the speed of your working increases. Okay? It's like, let me get an example with running. When you start running, you go slow. And as you progress in your running, you start doing faster and faster and faster. Okay, it's a progressive line. But when you talk about quick, it is immediate, from 0 to 100 in seconds.
Okay.
So when a person runs, it is faster. You run faster. But in an FI race, Formula 1, a FI race, the cars are quick. The race starts quickly because the cars are stopped. And in a few seconds, they get to 150, 170 kilometers per hour. It is not that the cars start slow and then, no. They come from stopping to a high speed in a second. Okay? That's the difference between fast and quick. Fast is a process. Quick is immediate. If I says, well, he works quickly, it means that he sits, and as soon as the person sits, he begins working. But he works fast means that the person sits, he sits, thinks a little, start typing like, this is what I'm going to do. And as time passes, it becomes with more speed. Okay, that's the difference between quick and fast. The thing is that if you go to a dictionary, English or Spanish dictionary, they're going to tell you, hey, listen, it is the same. So here we have time is almost over. Oh, Lord. Yes, actually, we have 2 minutes. Okay, tomorrow we're going to work with some speaking. Okay? And the expressions people use to give examples. Let me copy it. Let me get it. Okay, everybody attended. Here we have comparisons and superlatives. And tomorrow we have expressions, examples. Okay, and something that it is usually kind of messy, That is the use of the yourself, myself, themselves. And what's the difference between doing something alone and doing something for your own benefit? Okay. And of course, we're going to practice some writing for tomorrow. Okay. Writing an email the way it is and with the time given in a Cambridge test. As you notice, we're about to finish the content of the course book. Last unit. Okay.
Yeah.
And you say, okay, Miss Alejandra, and what are we going to do? What do you plan? What are we going to do once we finish unit 12? Once we finish unit 12, we're going to start working with Cambridge. We usually work Cambridge tests in master classes, but in this case, we're going to practice systematically. I mean, we're going to practice for 3 days reading comprehension, and on the 4th day, you are going to do the skill in the time set by Cambridge to see if you can do it in the time given. For listening, we have 40 minutes. For reading, we have, I think, 60 minutes or 65 minutes, something likewise. But the thing is to see if you can fulfill the skills in a time given. And if not, practice the skill you cannot perform in the time given until you can do it. Okay? And of course, we're going to have a mock test, a practice test before your final test. And the final test will be conducted as Cambridge. I mean, 12 minutes each, 12 minutes for speaking, 40 minutes for writing, 45 minutes for listening, and so on. Okay? Because the idea is before the course finishes, that is November, last week in November, you will be able to do it in the time set. Okay, in the case of Marlon decides if he wants to keep on practicing for 1 more month or 2 more months, that's his decision. Okay? In the case of Bianca, I have to check your times. In the case of Jose Miguel, I know he will stay for longer. Okay? So it depends on you, Marlon, if you want to stay longer or you say, okay, this is enough. It depends on you.
Okay.
So time is over. So thank you for coming. Jose Miguel, please check the classroom for the classes you missed. Okay, because there are some important issues such as passive voice and how to change from active to passive voice. That is kind of tricky for students. So if you check it, as soon as you check it, if you have any question, please let me know. Okay. So I can take the last 10 minutes of the class to clear those issues. So thank you for coming. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Nice day.
Bye, Marlon. Bye, Jose Miguel. Bye, Bianca.
Bye.